Well, hold on loosely, but don't let go. Do you remember that song? 70s, 80s, I forget. But anyways, I was thinking about that hold on loosely, about how important it is in any situation. But I want to talk about, I wrote something down today. I said, I wear loose clothes because I feel less fat. And then on the other hand, I said, I hang on loosely to certain individuals because I feel less bad about myself. I always usually say this, I don't know about you, but have you ever been in a situation where every time you spent time with a certain individual, whether it be a family member, friend, coworker, etc., you walked away feeling not so good about yourself, and you always said, well, that's just the way they are. And I thought, how in the world can we start to take ourselves and place a greater importance upon ourselves without looking like a jerk or seeming to have a higher esteem, or that we think we're more important than, or that we're looking down on? Because the last thing I ever want to do is make someone feel bad. And the reason being is because as a child, I felt bad in certain situations. And I'm sure each one of us has been bullied for one reason, a number of reasons, etc. And that's unfortunately human nature. And I know when I was little, I was bullied in grade school, high school, and in my family. And there's nothing I can do to change the situation. But I think it made me a, a, a lot more aware of the verbiage, wording, etc., that I used around not only my friends, family, but most important, whether it be strangers, associates, etc. And I'm the kind of person where I say, I never want anyone to walk away from me feeling worse. I want to know either the person I've spent time with or the person that spent time away time with me walks away saying my life is better because of this person. And so there's, I'm going to say this, when it comes to people who are not kind, there's nothing you can say or do that will change them and get them to start treating you with kindness, respect, love, compassion, and anything along those lines. Years ago, um, I said to my mom, if you used a different approach with people, chances are folks would come around more often. And she said, well, what do I do that causes people to stay away? And I as much as I wanted to give a list of circumstances or exchanges, etc., I simply said change comes from within. Each one of us has to dig deep, do the work, and recognize when there are things we say or do that cause people discomfort, pain, etc. And some of us say, I can't get away from my family, or I love my family, or, I want to have a relationship with my siblings, so I deal with a parent and aunt and uncle, you know, grandparents, etc. And I just want to say, I think it's really important that we hold on loosely to certain individuals, because as much as we beg, plead, cry, etc., some people are just the way they are. And so I would say, if you are in a situation where you're going to be spending time with individuals during the holidays, birthdays, weddings, funerals, etc., is to keep a buffer. take a friend with you. Make sure your spouse is aware, or the person you're with is aware of how you're feeling when you're around whomever it is that is causing you to be uneasy. So hold on loosely. And then the second line of that song is, but don't let go. I'd say sometimes you have to let go. I'm not saying that you ghost someone and then ghost everyone else. You just, sometimes you have to let go of your expectations that one day that person's going to wake up and see the light. And because sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So anyways, that's all I got to say about it, and I'll be back.